cyberfret.com.
Hey, how's it going? It's Sean Bradshaw from cyberfret.com. In this lesson, we're going to learn a B major chord. All right, this is one of those chords that a lot of people have a question on because, you know, you look at a basic chord chart and it's missing. Where's the B major? You know, you learn your A and you learn G and C and B's just missing. And the reason is there isn't a basic open position way to play a B major chord. There's only so many chords that you can play that utilize some open strings. So when it comes time to play a B major chord, you actually have to use chord forms that don't have any open strings. Yes, the open second string is a B, but that's the only one we got that would work for a B major chord. So starting out, we're going to take a look at probably the best sounding options for a B major, and then we're going to get into some cheats for, you know, if you're having some trouble with those. You might have heard of what are called bar chords, and that's what we're going to start off with, is the bar chord versions of B major. Now, I'm going to start off with one that it would be closest to these basic chords that you learn when you first learn to play guitar, down here in what's called first position or open position chords. And the note that's on the fifth string at the second fret is a B note. And we're going to play a chord, a bar chord, starting on that particular note. So what we're going to do is take your first finger and put it on that fifth string at the second fret, and then take your third finger and actually bar across the fourth, third, and second strings on the fourth fret. And then I'm playing my fifth, fourth, third, and second strings. I'm actually not playing the first string. What I'm doing is I'm taking this third finger and kind of bending it backwards a little bit at this last joint, and I'm bending it far enough back to kind of mute out that first string. So I don't want to hear that first string. Now, I'm going to tell you that I personally don't usually play this chord with my third finger this low on the neck. My third finger doesn't really bend back that far. So, you know, me playing this chord here, no matter how much I practice it, it feels a little awkward because my third finger just doesn't bend back a whole lot. So often, what I do is I swap out and I play my fourth finger on the fourth, third, and second strings. This kind of puts my hand in a little bit more relaxed position to play this. And it's the same notes. And I'll, you know, if I'm playing major chords, this major chord form higher on the neck, I'll often use my third finger. But down here low, I end up using my fourth finger. And you can experiment around with both, but the key thing here is that you got to get this last segment of your finger to bend backwards, and that's the difficult thing for a lot of people. They're trying to play this chord like this, and they're all in pain, and I hate bar chords. But you know, that the trick is getting that last segment of your either your third or your fourth finger to kind of bend backwards. I'm doing it here with my first finger, but you know, you do it with your fourth finger here, or see, my third finger doesn't go back very far. And that helps you get some pressure to get those fourth, third, and second strings to sound. So this is a B major here with my first finger at that second fret on the fifth string. This is sometimes referred to as a major bar chord with a root on the fifth string. The root is the primary note that a chord is named after, and so in this case, B is the root of our B major chord. Now, the other bar chord, B major chord, is going to be up here at the seventh fret with my root on the sixth string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first finger and I'm actually going to bar across all six strings here at the seventh fret. I'm I'm then going to take my third finger and put it on the 5th string at the 9th fret, my pinky on the 4th string at the 9th fret, and then my second finger on the 3rd string at the 8th fret. And I'm strumming all 6 strings. All right, this is a B major chord here at the 7th fret, and the root is on that 6th string at the 7th fret. So which B should you play? I mean, if you see a song and it says play a B, well, it just depends on what chords came before it, what chords came after it. You know, if you're playing a song that's mostly down here in these basic chords, then that B major chord with root on the 5th string here down at the 2nd fret is going to be the best option. You know, if you got some other chords that are up here higher on the neck, well, then that other one at the 7th fret on the 6th string is going to be the one to try. Now, a lot of people curse bar chords at first. Now, they do take a lot of pressure, and if you're playing on an acoustic guitar, they take even more pressure than playing on an electric guitar. But don't avoid them just because they're a little difficult. You got to build up some strength in your hands to be able to play them. But I'm now going to show you kind of, you know, if you want to play a song and you need a B chord and you're hating those ones I just showed you, well, here's a couple that you could try out that are a little bit easier. Not as good sounding, but sometimes ease of playing wins out over sound while you're practicing those other ones. So the first one here is really just a little bit of a variation on that one that I showed you here at the 2nd fret on the 5th string. You know, here we were barring your 3rd finger across the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, but that's sometimes difficult to get all those notes to sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 1st finger, still put it on the 5th string at the 2nd fret, then I'm going to put my 3rd finger on the 4th string at the 4th fret, and then I'm going to take my pinky and put it on the 2nd string at the 4th fret. I'm actually not going to play a note that's on the 3rd string. I have to kind of mute that string. And what I do is I just let my 1st finger kind of touch very lightly both the 3rd and the 1st string there. I call this the lazy finger mute because my 1st finger is just kind of being a little bit lazy and touching those other strings. So all my notes that are sounding are just the 5th string at the 2nd fret, the 4th string at the 4th, and the 2nd string. Really just missing one note from this. You know, but sometimes it's a little easier because it takes a little less pressure. So that's one option of kind of getting maybe a little bit easier version of a B chord than we had for the bar chord. Now comes what I call the Mel Bay B. This is one that you see in Mel Bay is a basic guitar method that's been around for 80 years or something. So this one, what I'm going to do is take and put my 1st finger on the 1st string at the 2nd fret, and then my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers are all going to go in the 4th fret on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. So my 2nd finger's got to be on that 4th string at the 4th fret, 3rd finger's on the 3rd string at the 4th fret, and pinky's on the 2nd string at the 4th fret. Now that can be a little bit difficult because I'm cramming all of my fingers into one fret. And if you've got, fingers that are, let's say, skinny challenged, and they don't quite fit in there, this is probably not the chord for you. But, this chord form where I'm playing with my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers all on that 4th fret, I could actually take my 1st finger and bar across and get the note on the 5th string there and the 1st string. And this is a way that sometimes classical guitar players play this B major bar chord with a root on the 5th string. So that's yet another B option. So, but now a couple of other ones that may or may not be easier, but to give them a try is I could just play the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, either by taking my 1st finger and barring across those 3 strings, or I could take my 3rd finger like I was doing for the bar chord. But this might be a little bit easier than trying to also get that note that's on the 5th string. Again, it doesn't sound as good as this full bar chord, but, at first, it may be a little bit easier. Or you could try playing it with your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers. You could try that. If you know a basic A major chord, it's just taking that A major chord and moving it up 2 frets, but only playing the 4th, 3rd, and the 2nd strings. All right? And one more kind of cheat is I'm going to show you a chord that's not actually a B major chord. It's called a B sus4 chord. And, a B sus4 chord can sometimes be substituted for a B major, so I'm going to show you this because it may be a little bit easier and has a nice sound to it. This, I'm going to take my 1st finger, put it on the 5th string at the 2nd fret. My 3rd finger is on the 4th string at the 4th fret, and then my pinky is on the 3rd string at the 4th fret. And then I'm getting the 1st and 2nd strings open. All right, so that's a lot of B's. All right, a lot of B's, options, and there's even more. The thing is that a B major chord is just the notes B, D sharp, and F sharp. And any place on the neck that you can play those 3 notes, it's a B major chord. I could have a entire chord book that is nothing but B major chords all over the place. So, but those are a couple of basic ones. Best sounding are going to be those bar chord options, but then if you're practicing on those and want a couple of other options of things that you could play, try out those other ones. All right, be cool.